2 here. It's June 30th, 2016. Just got done watching Big Brother After for episode 5, week 1. And this is my last video for the week. I won't make any more videos. Very sorry about that. The only video I'll be making is every Thursday I'll make one. Victor votes for Polly. Zakiah votes for Joe. Zaya. Paul votes for Polly. Frank votes for Joe. Davon votes for Joe. Michelle votes for Joe. Bronte votes for Polly. Natalie votes for Polly. James votes for Joe. Zaya. Tiffany votes for Joe. And Corey votes for Zaya. With a vote of 0-7 to 4. So Bronte had nothing to worry about. But yes, he's gone. I'm excited. Woo woo. We don't know who HOH is. But if you really want to know, at the end of this video, there will be a spoiler. Natalie is first out of the HOH competition. And then on Sunday, we will find out who is HOH. And please comment down below. If you comment, you'll get a shout out. Plus, it shows me that you care and are watching my videos. Please do the same on Surviving Big Brother on Facebook. Episode 5, live show. Frank tells Bronte, "Don't stress, you're good." Joe told Bridget not to worry, he got her. Joe is so stupid. Like, what the fuck? First he thinks Polly has roadkill, and then changes it to Michelle. Now back to Paul. He still has it wrong, and Davon is laughing at him. He says it was Polly with Victor and Davon there. And the thing is, stop worrying about it, who cares? Tells Victor and Natalie and Joe, "Don't worry, we are sitting pretty right now." But they're not, and they don't know it. Victor said, "We have our 6. You," which is Natalie, me, which is Victor, Bronte and Paul and Zakiah and Davon. Need to worry about anyone else. But what they don't know is that they only have 4 votes, so they need to worry. Paul said, "Be nice to Nicole and talk to her in case there is a tie and she needs to vote." So Joe talks to Natalie, lying to her, saying he will work with her, and she didn't buy a damn thing he's saying. And in the DR said, if there is a tie and I get to vote, I'm voting you out, Joe. That is what is up with Bronte and Bridget and Natalie always being moody and flipping sides all the time. Nicole asked about the house meeting, so Devon told her about what they said about Bronte. If you don't know, watch my video on it from episode 4 and I think episode 1 of After Dark. Said that her and Davon and Tiffany and Michelle and Zakiah are the best 5 girls in the house. They don't want no guys messing up their game and want to work until the end. They call each other the Factual 5. Like, whatever. Okay, I know in my After Dark video and some other videos I said there is no such thing as Factual 5. There never was. There was no talk about it, blah, blah, blah. I was wrong, and I am very sorry for that. Now they're showing us more clips from After Dark. We've already seen it in After Dark, so we don't need to see it now. About the, let's put mayonnaise in the lotion. Natalie tells Bronte and Bridget that everyone in the house is smart. And Bridget said, "If I was on the block, I would be trying to make deals with everyone." Bridget said, shouldn't Nicole, Corey, Tiffany, Michelle, and Polly go to her to ask them to vote Joe or Bridget out of the house? No, Bridget. Or no, Bronte. They don't have to do anything because you're not smart to get that. Joe is going home and they have the numbers and they don't need your vote. Wow, airhead! So Zakiah is in the backyard with Joe and Bridget and Paul and Bronte. So Joe tells them he worked shit out with Nicole, and Bronte tells them to not trust Nicole because she knows what she is doing and she has played this game before. So Zakiah runs to the HOH room to tell Nicole and then what went down. Now they're thinking maybe they should vote Bronte out since they don't know where her head is at, but they know where Joe stands. I was like, no, don't change the vote. He said in DR, it's hard to live in the house with Victor because he bitches too much about ants being around and about Natalie and James making messes and other things too. Victor tells Natalie, don't eat that, work out. Do you really need 4 hours of the makeup on? And she hates it. Thing is it her or Natalie that is the health nut? I think it's Natalie that's the health nut, and you would think Natalie would be saying that shit about work out, don't eat that, you shouldn't be eating that stuff, work out, stuff like that, and getting on people's nerves, but it's Victor. Tells James and Michelle and Bronte and Tiffany that Victor is being so annoying. James tells Paul to leave, they're having girl talk, and Bronte takes him out, and Paul gets pissed off and said in DR, Bronte, you're not my mother, go away. Paul doesn't like that Bronte is telling him don't do this or that, so Victor wants to start a fight with James about it, and Bronte yells at him that she doesn't want him mad at her, so no, Victor, you're not going to do that. Joe then says, I guess you're more useful with them than with us, so go back to them. And Bronte said, fine, I'll go back to where I'm useful at then, and walks away. Laugh out loud, she told you guys. I already talked about, and Polly's speech was so funny. It sounded like something Cody would say. When Julie told Joe, you're leaving the house, he was so upset. He didn't talk to anyone. He hugged them and left, and when they all looked at the wall to see his picture go from color to green, look that he gave when Julie said, you are evicted from this house, from a vote from 7-4. And someone on Twitter got mad saying, hey Julie, stop telling them the numbers of them being voted out if they're going to be entering the house again. Shut up. Who cares? There's the 3 of them before Joe gets the answer. And Polly is looking at him like, I already know you're going home, so I want to see your reaction. All to see Joe go from this color to this, and nobody's talking, nobody's saying a word. They're hugging Bridget, and she's like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and everything. So yeah, tells Julie. So Joe is now outside the house to Julie Chan, and he is crying. He does cry and shed tears until he finds out about the new twist, or about another twist that we don't need, which I'll talk about soon. But Joe tells Julie he didn't think he needs to say anything more while leaving the house. He keeps saying the people who voted him out will have their day in the house for it. And he feels that Natalie flipped her vote, but she didn't. But what he doesn't know is half the people in his group was not with him. Julie even asked Joe about the have-not house meeting, asking what was that about. He thinks that people in the house are weak and that the other side of the house pulled them in at the last minute to get them to vote him out. No, Joe, they didn't have to try anything. They was already with them. You just didn't know it. Nicole tells Joe in the goodbye message that the reason he's going home is because he was telling people that he was going after Nicole, and you don't do that when you're HOH. Also, Joe said the reason he was going after Nicole was because he only saw her season 16 and saw how she lied to others and wanted her out for it. Paul wants to hang out outside of the house, so that's his boy. Paul also said he will make them pay for what they did. Another twist that I hate a lot called this is what it's called. And basically what it means is that for 5 evictions, when 5 people are evicted from the house, the first 2 will battle it out together. So Glenn, in case you don't remember what Glenn looks like, let me show you. This is Glenn. So basically, Glenn and Joe will have to battle it out, and whoever wins that game, then will get to advance to the next player. So next Thursday, if Victor gets voted out, he'll have to play against Victor, and one of them, I'm just naming somebody, okay? Random. So Victor will have to battle with Joe if Joe wins, and then so on and so forth. Once the 5th person is done, and you battled with them, and you win, then you're back in the house. If you lose, you go straight home. I think Glenn should get back in the house because he didn't have a fair game to play in the house. And what Big Brother should do is they should have a season where all the first players that got evicted first should, in every season, should come back and play again. That's who Joe is, who got evicted. It's over with. So HOH goes down, and I know I talk about some of it already, but anyways, they still play in teams, but if one falls off, so the game, there's a team of 4, a team of 2, a team of 3, and a team of 4. Because Glenn is out and then Polly's out. Or not Polly, Joe is out. Basically, they have to play in teams still. And whichever team wins have to, I guess, I don't know if they pick an HOH or, I think they pick an HOH. I'm not sure. I don't know what went down because there was no live feeds during this or nothing. So I don't know who's HOH or anything. Anyways, so basically they have to go across this beam. This is the hard way. And it's shorter. This is the long way. It's easier, but it's longer. And you have to fill up 10 of these fruit thingies and then win. And if you fall off, only you that fell off is out of the game. Your team can still play and make you safe. So here's one where Natalie fell off. And this is the box that I was talking about. You have to put 10 in each one. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40. Once you got all 40, you win of the game. So you can see how it kind of works. So if you don't want any spoilers, look away now. Like, stop watching this video. And I hope this video is not a 2-parter.
Did you say what? You're at the house. You loved it. You wish.
People on Twitter were saying that James is going around apologizing to the cameras and said, sorry, I had to not win HOH. The HOH is Polly. So that means Frank's team is safe Bye.